Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Lucid Trading. We're looking at the chart for Lucid right now, Lucid Motors / Lucid Group, and it's sitting at $35 right now, which is miraculous. That's just insane. I shorted the stock. People from Discord might already know this. I shorted the stock right around here. I think 38.5 was my base level. I shorted the stock all the way back down to 33 and making a lot of money on that short, which is just awesome. I don't think Lucid Group should be valued at $60 or $70 billion. They're not making money, and they're not going to make money for a very long time. The revenues are very low. I don't think it makes sense to value it at that much, but it's an interesting stock. You know, it's very volatile. It goes back and forth, goes up 40%, goes down 20%. Definitely an interesting stock to be trading. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. I'm just a heads up. I'm feeling a little unwell. I don't know why, but just an update. But yeah, we're gonna stream anyway. It's gonna be whatever, and we're gonna have a great time together. So. There was some news recently, a couple moments ago actually. Facebook is going to be rebranding their name to Meta because they're going to be jumping onto that metaverse, and Meta, whatever you want to call it, is going to be their new name, and it's going to be their new ticker. So let's take a look at Facebook right now, sitting at 322.5. I think this rebranding is very important because it kind of showcases like, hey, Facebook isn't just Facebook. It's all these other things combined and even more. And so I think that's a very, very strong signal to investors and institutions that Facebook is about to, they're about to leverage on their very large user base. And I think they're going to do very well. So I bought some Facebook stock at like 314, 315, 318, etc. And I bought some at 323. I think the stock is going to go back to 350. I think we're going to get back to 380. And by the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if we get back to 420 or all the way to $400, which would be quite nice for Facebook. All right, let's see what's happening here in the chat. Welcome back to John Smith, Dope Go Crazy, Jasper, Paul Gurnett, Jesus, Hung Yung, Ken Zerba, Joe, Steven, Greg, Tank Oil, Rupesh, Armando, and Yopadi. Welcome back to the stream. Make sure you hit that like button. That would be very much appreciated. Let's just briefly check what's happening here. Yeah, I made about $3,500 on my Lucid Group, Lucid Motors short position, and I'm using that short position right now to short Tesla stock. So I'm using the Lucid short to short Tesla stock. I shorted Tesla stock at 1073, so I'm already positive on that short. The whole idea is going to be to just end up averaging it up to maybe $1,200. You've got to keep this in mind. I've got a lot of capital on the sidelines. I've got a lot of long positions, and I think Tesla's super overpriced at this current price. And so I'm just going to use Tesla as a hedge. I think the markets are going to pull back very soon again. So I'm just going to short Tesla as a hedge. I don't really care about what anybody says about the valuation. Oh, Tesla's going to go to $1,300. Okay, it's going to go to $1,300. I'll be shorting it until $1,300. No problem. I'll be able to do that. Because I think it's just really overpriced. You're not getting a whole lot back for what you paid, at least on the short term. I'm sure that in the long term they're going to perform very well, but I think short term, it's just really weird. It's like, hey, we're giving Tesla a 1.1 trillion valuation, and Facebook or Metaverse is sitting at a 900 billion valuation, which is just kind of a little irrational, given that Facebook is just making way more money. It's a tech company, so it has very high profit margins, and it just doesn't make sense in my opinion, short term. So very interesting stuff happening there. So doubling down on that one. Looks like it's hitting a bit of a ceiling right here around 1069, although this is, like I said before, a bit of an ascending triangle. It tends to push upwards, right? So it tends to break out of it. If it does not break out of this, that would be the most bearish signal we could see, right? So that's all I would say about Tesla for now. Lucid Group is up 30.3 percentage points. They recently had the delivery news, right? They delivered like, I think it was 520 vehicles recently, right? So that's quite a bit of vehicles. Well, it's not really that much, really, honestly. But yeah, people are buying Lucid Group or Lucid Motors because they believe that relative to Tesla, Lucid Group is getting cheaper because you got a, EV company sitting at 1.1 trillion, and Lucid Group has been kind of sitting around 24. And well, as Tesla went up, we saw this spike. It kept on spiking in Lucid Group. You can see right here, this was a 17%, then another 20%, and then we got this massive 50% move to the upside. So that's looking quite interesting. We got about 35 minutes left until the market is going to close. I would love it if you would hit that like button right now. Like I said before, I am feeling a little bit unwell. I'm feeling a little dizzy. I have no idea why. It's just really random. Might be because I've been sitting inside for like the whole day. I've been working on the website. I've been really, really busy. Kind of strange. Might be the, cold or something, but we'll be fine for now. Let's go. I sent a link out on the Discord, so hopefully people are going to pick up on that one. Like, we're live right now. Let me know if you want me to take a look at your favorite stocks. You can message me down below in the live chat. We've been doing this for a while, right? So let me know in the live chat which stocks should I cover. Somebody says that Lucid Motors is Nikola. I have to disagree with you because Lucid Motors is actually delivering vehicles. So they're actually delivering vehicles right now, which essentially means that they're not a scam, right? So they're actually doing what they set out to be doing. One sec. There we go. I think these are the real colors, although they're popping out a little bit too much on the video cam. There we go. All right. Lucid hasn't delivered a car yet. I think they delivered 520 cars, right? Lucid Motors Deliveries. I think they had. Oh, I actually saw a news article where it says that they delivered 520 cars. Or is it that they're going to deliver 520 cars? Or maybe they produced 520 cars. Huh. One sec. Yeah, I can't find it. Why is it that this news is just nowhere to be found? It's so strange. I did read an article saying that they were either producing or delivering 520 cars. Lucid plans to deliver only 520 Lucid Air Dream Editions before moving to deliveries of Lucid Air Grand Touring version. Okay, so there we go. Okay, my mistake. They're going to deliver 520 vehicles, which is still amazing because they're going to deliver. They're already producing. And that's in my opinion the reason why there's so much hype around it. Yeah, they're planning to make 520 cars, which if you go and look at their news section, they're actually producing those vehicles. So it's no scam. The vehicle works. They're going to deliver it. It's just going to take some time. However, I think 520 vehicles, that is not that much. Back in the day, look at this valuation, right? So Lucid Group, Lucid Motors, is valued at $56.9 billion. In 2019, before the pandemic, Tesla, right? So Tesla was one of the main EV companies. They were doing $24.5 billion in revenue. They delivered about 300,000 cars. Let me repeat. Tesla in 2019 did 24.5 billion in revenues, and they lost about $870 million. And then went profitable. They delivered about 300,000 cars. And guess what the valuation was? I'll tell you what the valuation was in a second. The valuation for Tesla, right? Every dollar is roughly around $1 billion. In 2019, the highest point that we got on the valuation, right? So this is 2019. that was, I think it was 70 billion, around 65 to 70 billion dollars. That is basically what we saw with Lucid, right? So Lucid went to a valuation of around 60 to 65 billion right here. When it hit 39 to 40 dollars, it was sitting around that valuation. What is Lucid offering us? 500 vehicles that are planned to be delivered. What did Tesla deliver back then? They were already delivering hundreds of thousands EVs with full self-driving capacity. So there is a big difference there. Although one might argue, Gara, inflation, there's going to be, there's a lot of inflation and future targets. No, that's not how this works. They barely have revenue. They're burning a lot of cash. They got a lot of shares that they're able to produce, and they could dilute the shareholder base in the future, and they will. So that's in my opinion why I believe the stock is not worth that much. But the option cycle is causing these big leaps, these big gamma short squeezes, and we've seen another one, right? First we've seen one with Tesla going from 900 to like $1,100, and now we've seen one with Lucid going up, like essentially squeezing all the way up to $40. Although I don't think we hit $40, but you get what I mean. I think when the market starts to go bearish, there's absolutely no way that Lucid is going to stay at like $35. I think it's going to pull back to the upper $20, most likely. Shorted, Gara. I'm already shorting it. I am already shorting it. I shorted Lucid Group. I shorted it from 38 all the way back down here. I made like 3,000 euros on this short, right? I have an incentive to be bearish on it as well because I am short on it, but I'm short on it for a good reason. I think that this company is not worth $55.7 billion. They do not have enough revenues. They do not have enough profits. They do not have enough deliveries. Not this year and not next year to be valued this much, in my opinion. All right, and they don't even have the full self-driving capacity that Tesla has. So why would it be valued more than NIO? Which NIO's literally, they're making, how much is NIO making? Why the hell is Lucid worth more than NIO, which is making 1.3 billion a quarter? And they're making more and more every quarter. They're about to be profitable. It makes no sense. One sec. Gara, what app do you use for shorting stocks? Yeah, right now I'm using CFD. It's not like I'm not shorting the underlying asset directly because it's a little bit harder to do here in Europe. I'm not using puts, just using CFDs, using some leverage on that. I knew Lucid Group was getting really extended. It pulled back. It might go up again, right? It might jump up to like 37, 38 again. But I still believe that price is unsolicited. I think the stock price is too pricey for what they're delivering right now. And that may change in the future, right? That may change in the future. But right now, no freaking way. No way. But hey, nevertheless, congrats to anybody holding Lucid Group / Lucid Motors. You made a massive amount today, 28.6%. At the top, it was like 45 to 50 percentage points on a single day. I mean, that is just beautiful. So yeah, that's great. I have a long position on Lucid Group as well, and it's up substantially. I'm very happy about that. And I think that it might actually pull back to, if we see a pullback, right? I think we're pulling back to around $30. I think $30 could be a nice little support level, and I think we're going to see that maybe in the beginning of November around the tapering, right? So there's going to be this tapering announcement potentially, and that could pull back the market value of Lucid Motors. But yeah, Facebook, I mean, I think Facebook is very cheap. It's sitting at like 323, and it's already spiking, right? Look at that, 323.9. I'm telling you that there is no way, there is no freaking way that Facebook is going to drop significantly from here. Keep in mind, Facebook is already down from top to bottom. We went down 20 percentage points, right? I mean, that is a significant pullback. And they're changing their name, they're rebranding the business, they're going full on the metaverse, which I think is going to be a big catalyst for Facebook, because they've got so many people using their platform, which they can leverage the metaverse onwards to all the people that are using it, right? They could offer cryptocurrency. They could offer, although that has been blocked recently by the SEC. But essentially, the idea is like they got such a large and broad audience that they could cater to, that this metaverse thing could really work out for them quite nicely. Let's see what is happening here. Let me just quickly... That's how we do. Check the Lucid merchandise, by the way. If you haven't gotten some Lucid merch yet, link is down below in the description. I haven't shown the Lucid merch in a while. I've been focusing on getting as many people on the Patreon. I know that if people buy the merch, they're less reluctant or more reluctant to actually go to the Patreon. But yeah, I think the merch looks awesome. I've got like several pieces of merch. It's great. It's amazing. And I've got this this mug right here, which one say? I don't know if you can see this. Stonks. That is just fantastic, isn't it? All right, let's see what's happening here. Tesla's, oh my gosh. Are you freaking kidding me? Tesla is still sitting at 1,070 and it's just hovering there. But what did I say? Didn't I say that it would be hovering around $1,000 for a couple days? I have said this in the past. I know that. What is happening essentially is that the call buyers are keeping the price higher.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oops, that's Siri. Please don't do that. And we're seeing the markets higher, right? Everything is positive. The dollar is going down. Yields are going up slightly, but still relatively low. Bitcoin is up, and that's keeping Tesla elevated. But then you look at every single technical, right? Every single technical, indicator, and you look at it, it's like, okay, so the MACD is about to cross on the 4-hour. RSI is super overbought. You look at the daily chart, same freaking story. Historically, we have never been this high and sustained the RSI. So this is unsustainable, I would argue. This has been a parabolic move, and I still think it's going to pull back. And I've been adding small amounts of short positions on my Tesla short side of the portfolio. And this is essentially just to hedge my long positions, because I've got positions in C3.ai, Palantir, UiPath, Robinhood, Snapchat, Facebook, many long positions that I'm trying to protect and preserve by protecting it from downside by shorting some companies that I believe are severely overpriced. And I think Tesla right now, short term, in the next 2-3 weeks, I don't think it's going to withstand this price level, especially because the stock market has been green every single day. And look at this. So essentially, there's this trend line, there's this bullish channel that we have for the markets, which goes all the way back to last February, and you can see right here that whenever we top out, there is a lot of downside, right? You top out right here, lots of downside. Top out right there, lots of downside. And so the risk-reward ratio, which I've shown this on the Patreon as well. I posted this on the Patreon first. For the people that don't know, I've posted this on the Patreon. I said that there is essentially 3.5% upside, but you'd be risking about 5% downside. So if the tapering is announced and it's going to affect the markets negatively, we're going to go down 5%, which is more than the 3.5% gain from here onwards. This 3.5% gain would take us to around 16.2, 16.3K, which is very high valuation. So the idea is like, would you risk a 5% downturn for 3.5% gains? I would say I personally wouldn't, and so I've been selling some stock. I've been shorting some companies like Lucid and Tesla. So far, it's been all right. It's been all right. Tesla, not so much, but the Lucid short panned out pretty well. Right now, yeah, it's still sitting at 34.7. But yeah, I uploaded this first on Patreon, right? So patrons get the early access to information, which does make sense. But yeah, so I would say it's time to be loading up on cash positions, to be taking profits, to be getting out of the markets rather than in the markets at these valuations. Changed my mind, right? So you can comment down below. 1 second. Of course, I'm not saying that I'm going to go all out, out of the markets. I'm just saying I'm going to probably be 30% cash from now onwards, which I've been about 5 to 10% cash. In this zone right here, when the Nasdaq was bottoming out, I've been buying a lot of the dips, and I've been buying crazily. And essentially, I was using all my cash to buy the dip. I was 5 to 10% cash, and now I'm around 30% cash. I might go 40% cash if it does look like we're going to go up to around 16K on the Nasdaq. All right, we have 20 more minutes until the market is going to close. Make sure you... what the freaking hell is happening with Microvision? What? 10% move? Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw somebody's call option go up by like 20... I think it was 2,200%. Which is kind of insane. Let's see. Oh yeah, I want to show you the gain that I had on Lucid Group. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to show you like a screenshot of it. 2,470 euros. That was the initial position that I had on Lucid Group, Lucid Motors, whatever you want to call it. Shorted it around 38.5, and yeah. I actually used that money to buy Facebook. I used it to buy Robinhood. I think I used it a little bit to buy Snapchat, and I think I shorted Tesla for a couple $100 as well. Let's see. Oh man, I feel like I said, I'm feeling a little bit unwell. I don't know why. Most likely because I've been sitting in this office every single day for like more than 10 hours a day. I'm not getting enough fresh air, in all honesty, which I'm going to be working on, I guess. Let's see. But I love working. I really love doing what I'm doing, so I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that I'm able to do whatever I'm doing right now, and I'll do my best to provide you guys with better and more content each and every day. Let's see. Looks like DIDI's going up slightly. Interesting. DIDI is only up about 0.8% right now. Tesla's just not pulling back. I mean, Lucid is still sitting very high, sitting at 34.9 right now, about to hit 35. I'm very surprised that NIO is only up 3%. It really baffles me. What really is surprising is that if you really think about it, right, Lucid Motors is planning to deliver 500 vehicles this year. So they haven't even delivered them yet, apparently. I thought they have already delivered them. They're producing them. They've already produced them, I think. So that basically means that Lucid, who's delivering 500 vehicles, is worth more than NIO. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, why? It just doesn't make any sense. Gara, are you covering Amazon earnings? What I'm going to do is I'm going to be covering the earnings reports, right? So I'll be covering the earnings reports for Apple and Amazon, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like I said, whenever I'm late with the live stream, I'll be live streaming extra. So we'll be live streaming a little bit extra for this one as well. One sec. Bitcoin is hitting 57,000. What? No, it's not. Somebody said that it briefly hit 57,000. That's right. Look at Ethereum. Oh my God. 4,231. Damn, that is crazy. That is so crazy. I still don't get this. I really don't get this. For such a long time, you could buy Tesla in this zone, right? And then now every single person is piling up on Tesla at like $1,000. What can I say? I mean, this has been their time period where we've been bullish on Tesla. I'm bearish on Tesla right here. I was super bullish on Tesla back in this zone. We've been live streaming every single day. I've been saying it every single day that Tesla was very cheap and very attractive as a stock. And now it's sitting at 1,068, and every single person is willing to throw 1,068, which is roughly around how much an iPhone Pro is worth, to the Tesla stock, right? To Tesla stock, which is it's a little nutty. Don't close your Tesla shorts yet. Yeah, I won't. I'm gonna wait until this pulls back to like at least 910. That's the gap fill. It's going to take a long time, though. I think it's going to probably take about a month, maybe, at this point. Somewhere in the next 30 days, it's going to fill this gap, I think. Which I might buy a little bit of Tesla if it hits 900. Maybe if it's like, if it goes below 900, I might like buy a little bit of Tesla. Just a small amount of Tesla. Because I think in Q1, which is the worst quarter for Tesla, it might actually pull back even more. Like... Q1 is right around here. So, hey, it might stay in this range, but when Q1 comes around, which is the worst quarter, I think it's going to be sitting between either, I think probably around 760 to around $900, like in this range. In Q1, which is the worst quarter. Last time, what we saw in Q1, the stock pulled back almost 40%. I mean, it went from like $900 to $530, $540. And then you look at Q1 of 2020, which you can see right here. This was when the pandemic hit the markets. Tesla went down 65%. Look at Q1 of 2019, which is right here. Let's say that's right around here. Yeah, there you go. Tesla went down around about 30 to 40 percentage points in this zone. So Q1 tends to be a very rough quarter for Tesla stock. And I believe that... I think we're going to get massive discounts in Q1, like we always do. Let's see. Gary Black on Twitter just said 1 out of every $2 went to Tesla options on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, that is really concerning. That is so incredibly concerning. Q1 of 2022 might be different. Yeah, this time is different, like it always is, right? They said the same thing in 2020. They said the same exact thing. 2021, this year. It was sitting at $900, and I was yelling, I was shouting, I was like, guys, the stock is gonna pull back. Q1 is the worst quarter. Every single year, the past decade, Tesla went down 20 to 30% in Q1. And every single person said, but Gara, this time is different. This time is different, Gara. I'm sure about it. Well, guess what happened? 38% downturn. I mean, hey, you can use the same argumentation, but the past decade, every single Q1 that we've had for Tesla was a very horrible quarter. And it's because of the cyclicality, right? So Q4 is the best quarter. Q1 is the worst quarter for Tesla. If you go from the best quarter to the worst quarter, the stock is going to drop because people's expectations are going to drop a little bit of how they're going to be performing. Gara, why not take 2 or 3 of us online through video conferencing every day where we can ask you questions? Yeah, I have a Discord group call. Whatever you want to call it. What do we call that? We have Discord group calls. So there's a group of people on Patreon that I'm talking with every single week, and we discuss the stock market, we discuss everything, and essentially we go into this call on Discord, and we just talk about the markets and everything and the stocks that they've got questions about. So it's already like a thing that we do on the Patreon. I can't do it like for everybody, obviously, because I would be busy like 24/7. Don't have enough time for that because I'm also creating content. But it's a thing on Patreon if you want to check that out. Let's see. What is different this year? 2 gigafactories. 2 gigafactories are not worth $600 billion, my friend. That is not how it works. Javier O coming in here with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. Javier says, was Lucid price increasing organically because of the product itself, or are the AMC apes trying to short squeeze? I sold at a profit. Yeah, I believe that the Wall Street Bets crew, I really do believe this. I think the Wall Street Bets crew they jumped on Tesla, they squeezed the living hell out of Tesla to the upside, and now they're moving out of Tesla and AMC and everything else, and they're squeezing the living hell out of Lucid, and they're doing this back and forth. I think institutions are also picking up on this, so it's like a combination of institutions and retail. But it's really, really entertaining to watch. I'll tell you that. It's been it's been a lot of fun to watch what's happening and what's unfolding right here in front of our own eyes, which really is like retail showing its might. Alrighty. Okay, so far so good. We've got about 10 minutes left, which is pretty cool. And Lucid is starting to skyrocket. Look at that, 35.3. It's going up a couple percentage points. This is another little bull flag. I think it could jump above 40 maybe tomorrow. That'll be interesting to watch, right? I'm watching that go up. But yeah, Tesla's going up 3% today. NIO is going up 3%. Li Auto is going up 2%. Palantir 2%. AI is going up 1.5%. Facebook is up 2.1%. Oh man, it's going down a little bit right now. This is a very big mistake. I think the stock is gonna zoom upwards for the last couple months of this year. So there we go. Especially considering that Tesla's sitting on like 1.1 trillion, which is just, in my opinion, is just really ridiculous. Yeah, I think this metaverse thing, if the metaverse thing works out for Facebook, their valuation is going to double next year. Probably. They'll have to make it work, but we'll see. DIDI is sitting at 8.2. Virgin Galactic is going up about 1.8%. UiPath is going sideways. SoFi is up 3.3%, but it's starting to cool off. Snapchat, look at that. Snapchat is one of the buy and sell signals, going up 4.7%. Let's freaking go. Beyond Meat, one of the buy and sell signals, up 4.4%. Nvidia, oh my god, look at that. Nvidia is just hovering around 250. What's the market? 621 billion market cap. What's their revenue? 6.5 billion revenues. Oh my gosh. I mean, what can I say? Institutions have too much money. There's a sign that institutions have too much money, and that is that stocks are sitting at these massive valuations. They just don't know where to put their capital. They have no idea what to do with it. So they're putting it into stocks, individual stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, and validating this by saying that it's going to go up 10 years, they might make that much. Doesn't make any sense. Once the 10-year yield goes up, I think a lot of that capital is going to get back out of the stock market. It's going to go straight into the bond market. That's probably going to happen like down the road. It's going to be a lot of time. Look at this. Damn, look at that. Tesla going up like the last minutes in the markets. Starting to move up. 1076. Unbelievable. It's crazy. Pure greed. I'm telling you, pure greed. If there's anything that depicts greed, then it's literally this. 1075. They added like, what is it, like 400 billion to the market cap in like 2 to 3 weeks? What can I say? We got 6 minutes left, and we're going to be covering the earnings reports for both Apple and for Amazon and some other companies. And I'll have to drink some water right now because I'm feeling a little tiny bit unwell. Just a tiny bit. I must have eaten something wrong. Don't know what though. There we go. Yeah, I had this falafel sandwich yesterday. It tasted a little weird. Anyway, let's see. What's happening here in the chat? Yeah, watch out. Monday could be a face melter for Tesla shorts. I'm not sure about that one. I really am not. Because how much can they squeeze Tesla right now? It's already sitting at a 1.01. It's sitting at a 1.1, almost 1.1 trillion market cap. You're gonna squeeze it to $1,500 or $2,000. Like, how are you gonna do that? I don't think there is enough capital even available to do that short term. You've got to think about this. Like, what is realistic right now? Can the market cap go from 1 to 2 trillion in 2 weeks? No, it can't. We've never, ever seen that. Not with Amazon, not with Facebook, not with Google, Apple. And those companies have way better earnings. They've got way better earnings, way better revenues, profits, margins, everything. So the people that are expecting Tesla to squeeze to $2,000, you need a reality check. That is not going to happen. Mark my words, it will not squeeze to $2,000 in the coming weeks. Some people are saying it. Some people are whispering it. I know. I've been on Twitter, right? I've seen the Twitter, the tweets. That Tesla's going to squeeze to $2,000. It's not going to happen. If it happens, I'll go Squid Game mode. I'll be dyeing my hair red, like the main character. No freaking way. It's not going to happen. It really will not happen. I promise you, the stock is going to go down to $910, and when it happens, I'm going to get out of my shorts, take my profits, and I'm going to short it again at $1,000. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. All right, three more minutes until the market is going to close. Let's see. You heard it here, folks. Dyeing his hair red. If we hit $2,000, in 2 weeks, sure, I'll do that. No problem. Where's Facebook stock heading? I asked. 44% of the people out there said $350. 20% of people said $380. 11% says $400. 24% says $420. So a lot of people are starting to become more bullish on Facebook. What's happening here? 2 more minutes. Tesla is still sitting at 1,076, a whopping 40% higher in 2 weeks' time. Oh man, that is so crazy. 4 hours still very overbought, hasn't really come down. 4 hour MACD is about to cross to the downside. Looks like it at least. And then you had the daily chart. RSI still at 91.1, which historically speaking tends to be a prerequisite for a massive 20 to 30% pullback in roughly about a month or two time. So what would a 20% from all-time highs look like? A 20% pullback is essentially Tesla stock going down to around $870, which is close to the previous all-time high, which isn't even that low of a price level in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. You know, some people believe it's worth $5 trillion, which, you know, or $2 trillion or $3 trillion. It's just nutty, right? They don't have that much revenue. They don't have that much profits. They don't even have that many deliveries for me to say, like, okay, it's valued at that price. Now, if full self-driving would work tomorrow and it would be properly regulated, I would argue that this is a normal price. But that is not the case. Just to reiterate my sentiment, my own opinion on this. One sec. We got a couple seconds left until the market is going to close. A couple seconds left. 1077. There we go. Markets are closed. Time to open up the market watch so we can see what's happening with Apple and Amazon after their earnings are reported. Oops, there we go. Yeah, Amazon's sitting at 3,444. If it goes sideways again, I mean, that would be crazy. Let's just switch the screens here. Oh, oops, that's my files. There we go. I think I'm blocking the stock price. So Apple was sitting at 152.54. It's quite kind of interesting. What's happening with Helion? Oh, Helion went up like 10% today. Hit $8. Both Apple and Amazon are reporting earnings, and it's about to be reported. Apple Investor Relations. Here we go. Let's see. Can't I just do this? And like, no, that's not how it works. Apple starting to move up slightly. I'm not sure if their press release is going to be up in a couple minutes from now or not. Oh, it was not Google, right? It was Amazon. Quarterly results. Q3 is not there yet. Oof. Amazon is down 2.5%. It's down a percentage point right now. Oh my gosh. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? It's down 1.3%. Oh, down. That's a rough one. Apple going down slightly as well. Although I can't view their quarterly result yet. Maybe the press release is already there. Could be. No. But yeah, Amazon down 2%. They're getting slaughtered right now. That is not good. Let's refresh. Is it this one, the Q2 earnings, or let me check. Yeah, it's down 2%. Oof. That's painful. I don't really have that much Amazon, so I'm fine, but that's definitely painful. %. Oh, it's going flat, or at least it looks like it is, or no. Apple slightly down. Let's see, Q4 results. They're so sneaky. Store, Mac, iPad, iPhone, watch, AirPods, TV, and home. Crazy. Is it Q3 or Q4 for Apple? I think it's Q4. Yeah. Amazon is now down 2.5%, I think. Oh, damn. Look at that. Amazon down 2.5%. Oh, damn. This could really tank the markets, by the way. If both Amazon and Apple are tanking, that's going to take down the whole market with it. So the thing with Apple is, I think this iPhone 13 is not going to be as popular as the iPhone 12. That's my opinion, right? So it might be negative. Who knows? A lot of people are saying that it's going to be very positive. I'm not sure about that, but Amazon now down 3.5%. I can't view I don't know why they don't upload it right away, but I can't view it right now. I think it's, the EPS is probably released, and there's no press conference, no press release, no nothing. It's probably on CNBC, but I don't care too much about that. I want to just see it on the website. 4.3% down on Amazon. What happened? Right? What the hell happened with Amazon? Oh, apparently they missed the top and the bottom, and they're guiding lower. So that's what's happening. They're guiding lower, which could be very negative. And it could be a consequence of the inflation that we're seeing. Because if you think about it, when the materials are becoming expensive, and the shipping becomes expensive, and the labor becomes expensive, the energy becomes expensive, the housing becomes really expensive, then that is going to impact the balance sheet very negatively, because you have to raise the prices. And if you raise prices, the demand that was already there is gonna it's gonna get destroyed. So it does make a little sense that it's selling off if that is the case, if that's having an impact right now. But I don't know yet, because I don't know why it's not reported here yet. But there we finally go. Earnings release. There you go. All right, so Amazon announces third quarter results. Let's go. Operating cash flow decreased 1%. Okay, there we go. Decreased 1% compared with 55. Okay, so operating cash flow going down. Free cash flow decreased. Okay, here we go. 2.6 billion. Okay, so that's why it's going down, right? So 4.5% down. It's like the first thing you see on the press release, on the earnings release is this. 1% decrease. It's, in the free cash flow decrease. Free cash flow, less principal repayments of finance leases and financing obligations, decreased to an outflow of 8.8 billion for the trailing 12 months, compared with an inflow of 18.4 billion. 8.8. Okay, cool. Free cash flow, yeah, right. Net sales increased. Okay, so net sales are increasing, but free cash flow is going down. Operating income decreased by 4.9 billion. Okay, so I believe that this is because of the inflationary effects that are causing businesses like Amazon to, they're just getting hurt, right? With costs rising on like pretty much every part of the business. But let's see what the CEO has said. Or these are the highlights. Has the CEO said anything? I want to just zoom in a little bit. Apple is down just half a percentage point. I don't know if they actually released their Q4 report yet. I think they're gonna release it in like half an hour from now. That's what they usually do. It tends to be a little bit delayed than most companies out there. Let's see. Yeah, so the EPS is down, operating income down, cash flow is down. No wonder, right? So selling off big time, 4.2 percentage points. And that's, yeah, so in comparison to the massive quarterly gains that we've seen during Corona, and I've said it before in the past, that relative to Corona times, Amazon is not going to perform better. However, I do believe that this is temporary. I think we're going to get out of this, and I still believe that the stock price is going to be getting back upwards, mainly due to the fact that these inflationary pressures have an impact on the stock price, right? So the stock price is going to go up anyway because the money printer is going, asset purchases are going, they're still very low yield. So I don't think this is going to matter a whole lot months from now. But this, it's very interesting to see right now. It's like their balance sheet is getting destroyed. We've always said that when confronted with the choice between optimizing for short-term profits versus what is best for customers over the long term, we will choose the latter. And you can see that during every phase of this pandemic, said Andy Jassy, Amazon CEO. In the first several months of COVID-19, Amazonians played an essential role to help people secure the requisite PPE, food, and other in-demand items needed. And we worked closely with businesses and governments. So it's kind of funny that he's talking about that part of the year where COVID was like a very substantial reason why the business grew, because we're now out of that. We're getting out of that phase. Customers have appreciated this commitment, which is part of what's driving this past quarter's AWS growth acceleration to 39% year over year. So AWS is doing pretty good, but it's also driven extraordinary investments across our businesses to satisfy customer needs. Just one example is that we've nearly doubled the size of our fulfillment network since the pandemic began. In the fourth quarter, we expect to incur several $1 billion of additional costs in our consumer business as we manage through labor supply. Here we go. I freaking told you, right? So I say this, like right before reading this, I was like, wage increases, material increases, energy price going up, right? Price of everything is going up. Commodities, you can name everything, right? Shipping costs, it's all going up because of the supply issues, and it's having a negative impact on the tech giant, which is Amazon. The retail tech giant Amazon is struggling because of this. That is not good. I don't think that is good for the markets as a whole, because usually these big giants like Amazon and Apple and Google and Microsoft, which Google and Microsoft are more focused on software. Let's be honest, they don't really have these products that Amazon's selling and shipping and whatnot. So they're, I would say, relatively unscathed. But it's becoming really problematic here. Really interesting. Okay, so there we go, right? We managed through labor, right? I just mentioned that before this report. Labor supply shortages, increased wage costs, global supply chain issues, and increased freight and shipping costs. Didn't I say this before this earnings report, that would have an impact? All while doing whatever it takes to minimize the impact on customers and selling partners on the holiday season. It'll be expensive for us in the short term. In the short term, this is going to be painful, but in the long term, they're going to get out of this. But it's the right prioritization for our customers and partners. So short term, yes, they're getting destroyed by inflation. You see the cash flow is going down, operating income is going down, net sales are still going up. We're seeing AWS growth accelerate. But overall, what we're seeing, supply chain issues are having a negative impact on the big boys. Amazon is one of them, right? So it's still down 3.8%, so it's kind of painful. Apple down 0.7%. I wonder if they actually released their quarterly results. I don't think they have, but it's going down right now. This will have a negative impact on the markets tomorrow because Amazon has a very large impact on the Nasdaq and the S&P. Let's see if we can get anything out of this real quick. Anything big? This I'm obviously not going to read everything. I would not be able to do so. Earnings per share, three months ended, 12.6. Net income 6.33. Let me see what the expectation was. Amazon EPS expectation Q4. Let's see. High EPS forecast for the Q4 was 14. Low EPS forecast was 5.2. Consensus was 9.1. And that's on the Nasdaq. How much did they actually report? Oh, 12.6. Do I got that right? Oh, sorry. That's 2020. Why do they do it like that? It should be 2021 and then 2020. That's a little weird. Wait, what? Am I getting this wrong? 3 months ended, and this is 2021. Total net sales, total operating expenses, net income. What? Do you see? Am I right? Am I seeing this right? So their net income in 2020 in the same quarter was 6.3 billion. Their net income is 3.1 billion this time, which is relatively low. Their basic earnings per share is 6.2. In 2021 Q4, they've got 6.2 EPS, which is around the lower bound of the expectations, because they're below consensus, which is around 9.1. The higher forecast was 14, and they're below that. Oof. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for the coming weeks. Their income is down substantially. Free cash flow, yeah, it's down 4%. Ugh, that's painful. It's going to be. I might pick up some Amazon shares. I do believe that this is going to be short term because of the inflationary pressures that we're seeing. Although the problem is, we just had news today that the ECB, the European Central Bank, they've decided to not increase rates, and they're not even thinking about tapering more, or at all. And the Fed is going to be speaking on the 3rd of November, which is about 5 to 6 days from now. What's really funny is as I'm talking about AWS, it's popping up as an ad on MarketWatch, which is kind of hilarious, I guess. What's happening with Apple? Apple is down about 0.5%. We don't even know what's happening with Apple yet. We have no idea. But Amazon is very clear. They had a very bad quarter. I think it's going to be temporary. I think next year, maybe starting Q2. I think Q1 can be very tough too. I think the second half, right before the second half of 2022, things could turn around. But for now, it's just looking so tough in terms of their balance sheet, their growth, and everything. AWS is still growing, right? So 39%, like Andy Jassy said, 39% year over year. But you cannot, like, the net income was only 3 billion. EPS was only 6.2. Anyway, let's just close this. I think that was enough for Amazon. Bad quarter. With Apple, it's going to be very interesting because it's like, are they actually still growing with the new iPhone, which a lot of people had some criticism about. It's like, it's the same as the iPhone 12 with a tiny bit better. So why would anybody upgrade? And so people think that it's going to be underperforming relative to the. Why Facebook sold off before market close? I have no idea. I don't know. It sold off like a couple minutes right before the market closed. It might be because the market was pulling back, because I see that the market pulled back. It pulled back slightly right before market close, and we saw Facebook go down as well. So yeah, it looks like the market is just starting to look weaker and weaker, right? So Amazon, bad earnings, right? Very bad earnings. Snapchat, bad earnings. Twitter, relatively bad earnings. Some of these big names are starting to report some bad earnings, and I think it's because of the supply chain issues. And I've said this in the past. Historically speaking, inflation is good on the short term because it increases the value of assets. But on the long term, what happens is that the material costs, the labor costs, the shipping costs, the energy costs, commodities costs, the costs of these buildings that they have, renting these buildings, and the costs of pretty much everything is going up, and eventually profitability is going to get hurt. And you see, revenues are going to go down, and it's not good. It is not good. Yeah. Apple might go into healthcare. I mean, that would be hilarious, right? It's like Apple Healthcare. You got the Apple Car. We just need the Apple Space Exploration Company, and then we're complete. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually starts happening. That would be kind of hilarious. 1 sec, my internet. Yeah, people don't want to work. That is worrying. Yeah, I think the one way that the Fed, the government, could be making people get back to work, raising rates, tapering. What that is going to do, it's going to tighten the markets. Essentially, it means no more free money, right? So no more free money, and we're not going to just buy bonds perpetually. So what you're going to see is capital is going to escape the stock market, right? So it's going to leave the stock market. It's going to get back into the bond market. Stocks are going to go down. Because stocks are going down, there's less capital available overall for a lot of these businesses, which could have a negative impact on the short term. But however, it would push people to start working instead of buying Dogecoin and Shiba Coin and risking all their assets on these very risky cryptocurrencies. I mean, I am all for like fighting this supply chain issue, and I think the labor shortage is probably at the heart of this problem, and I think it's a very difficult thing to fight because it's also like, so you want people to get back to work with these very low wages. So yeah, you're gonna see some wage increases first, and I think eventually we're gonna see people get back to work. But I think raising rates would probably incentivize people to get back to work, as the easy money stream that we've seen the past years is going to slowly dissipate, and I think it's going to push people back to work. Although obviously you need jobs first, because with lower yields and with all these asset purchases, it kind of pushes these companies to hire more people. So if there are jobs, then hey, you can tighten the market a little bit, and people are going to get back to work. But yeah, we're still waiting for that to be happening. Let's see. By the way, support me on Patreon. Link is down below in the description. Let's go. We had some posts on Patreon, the newsletter, the Q&A live stream that we had recently. We got the buy and sell signals. Why inflation is bad. Facebook posts, Virgin Galactic, PLTR, DIDI, C3.ai, and a lot more posts on Patreon. See what's happening on Twitter right now. Let's see. I want to see what Gary Black is saying about Tesla 1070. It's going to be hilarious. Amazon not owned. 3Q results missed and 4Q guide very light. As anyone who has ordered from Amazon lately can attest, Amazon seems to be misfiring on logistics. And it showed in the results. Yeah, because of the supply chain issues. That's why. Let's see. Did Apple report earnings yet? I don't think they haven't reported it yet. Yeah, I'm very bullish on Facebook. The name change there. Amazon's still down about 4.3%. Apple's bouncing, really? Did they report earnings? No. Well, it's bouncing a little bit, I guess. I don't think it's going to be reported near term. I have a feeling it's going to be reported in 30 minutes from now. I hope I'm right about that one. One sec. Yeah, I think Apple's not going to report their earnings anytime soon. So probably 30 minutes from now. I'm afraid. So, yeah. And I need to leave the office in like a couple minutes here. So probably have to get going now. But yeah, it seems like markets are going to pull back. I think that's going to be the case because of the supply issues. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Earnings for Apple out coming at 1:30 Pacific time. 1:30 Pacific time to Amsterdam time. Oh, so in 8 minutes. Oh, cool. I mean, I've got 8 minutes, no problem. That's fine. Whew, what a day. Oh my. Oh my lord. In the meantime, support me on Patreon. Link is down below in the description. Lots of benefits. I'm going to be publishing another post. In fact, we had another post today, which if I refresh, I think we're going to see that one. There you go. There you go. Fantastic. Showcasing the risk and reward for the NASDAQ. Ultimately, I think we're going to get another 3.5% before we pull back again. But that's like you're risking it versus a 5% correction from here, because we're sitting at all-time highs, which is usually it can act as resistance. So I think the risk-reward ratio, we're risking around 5 percentage points to that support zone versus, the 3.5% gain that we might see. I think there's too much risk. I also believe that the tapering that we're going to see might be one of the reasons that it's going to pull back 5% for the coming weeks. So a lot of people actually already commented on this. But yeah, this is on the Patreon. Check out the Patreon. Patreon link is down below in the description for the people that haven't joined yet. This is the newsletter, which is I'm surprised I was able to write down so much yesterday night, because I wrote this at like 1 a.m. or something. I think it took like an hour or two to just put that in there. Yeah, Amazon is now down to 4.5%. That is terrifying. That is going to take down the markets 100%. If we would see Apple go down here as well, I mean, let me just quickly link to people to the Patreon. Patreon link is down below in live chat and in the description. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes until the market is going to show us what Apple's been doing lately. Amazon is down 4.6%. Oh my gosh. That's a lot. That is a lot. Let's check what's happening with Lucid. Lucid, oh wow, down 2.4% right now. Correcting a little bit. Tesla is down only 0.2%, really. Not really down that much. Oops, that is not the right stock. Microsoft is also sitting quite high, 324. Google, it's about to hit 3,000, very close. I wonder what's happening to Baba. Is Baba selling off because Amazon is selling off? No, not yet. JD, no. So it's just Amazon selling off. I have a feeling that Baba is going to sell off as Amazon is selling off, probably. Alibaba now down 5 percentage points. Do you lift, Gara? I used to lift. I used to go to the gym every single day for like a couple of years. I stopped going to the gym since Corona, and look what happened, right? It's like I gained a little bit of weight, but that's normal. I think it's transitory, right? I think the weight gain is transitory. I'll be working on slicing that weight off in the probably next year. Always postpone that, right? Always. Gara, will you color your hair red if Tesla goes to $1,200 by the end of the... No. Tesla going to $1,200, that wouldn't surprise me, really. But if Tesla goes to $2,000, then I would color my hair red, like in the next couple weeks, right? But I don't think it's going to happen. Frankly, I don't think it's going to go to $1,200. That would be very surprising. But this is a very bullish pattern, what I'm seeing here. But I have a feeling people are not buying Tesla stock because of fundamentals. I've got a feeling they're buying Tesla stock for the sake of buying, right? Which is not a good thing. You should be buying a stock because of fundamentals. I think the fundamentals are sitting... the fundamentals are right here. Stock price is right there, which is quite peculiar. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it just drops from here. Kind of similar what we've seen with the S&P stock split, or whatever you want to call it. We had this downturn, and then it rallied up, and it had this little triangle going on here as well. You can see this right here, right? So, like that. Little triangle. And then it pulled back. Same thing happened right there. Oh, but this is like more of a larger scale ascending triangle that we're seeing. Oh, oops, you can't see the screen. Yeah, oops. I was on Trading 2 for a second. Sorry for that. You've been seeing Amazon going down. Point is, I think Tesla's going to pull back. I don't think it's going to maintain the current levels. I still don't think so, even after it hit like 1,000. Look, that's RuneScape. Oh, it's kind of fun. I haven't played that game in a while. Played that game as a kid. 5% down in the after hours on Amazon. Apple is about to report their own earnings in, I think, about two minutes here. Meanwhile, check out the Patreon. I've been saying this for a long time. Check out the Patreon. It is awesome. A lot of people are benefiting from the Patreon. 15% discount if you join annually. There's so many benefits related to the Patreon. There's so many tiers you can choose from. Obviously, these are for the people that want to actually get lessons from me in the long term, one-on-one lessons over the coming weeks, which is also available. Patreon link is down below for many, many benefits. I'll be posting another stock pick today, which is going to be on Netlist. It's going to be really exciting. I might actually post 2 things today. We have another Q&A coming up on Sunday, and I think I might actually do another buy and sell signal update tomorrow. Not sure about that one, but depends. Like if the stock prices are going up very vastly, then I might have to update that again. But yeah, 5.2% on Amazon to the downside. That is not good. This is going to pull back the markets 100%. This is not good. Apple down 2.2%. There we freaking go. Earnings are, oh my god, 2.5 percentage points. I want to see what's happening here. No freaking way. It's not reported yet, but they probably didn't beat the EPS. Down 3%. This is really, really bad for the stock market. Oh my god. 3% to the downside. That's insane. 4 percentage points. I believe that the supply chain shocks that we're seeing are having such a negative impact on the companies like Amazon, like Apple, that it's literally pulling them down. I haven't seen the earnings report for Apple, but we've seen the one for Amazon. It was horrible, and is now down 5.4%. Apple down almost 4 percentage points on earnings. This could trigger a pullback in the markets until the tapering announcement, which could then trigger another 10 to 20% to the downside on the whole freaking market. Unbelievable. We got 2 very, very large cap companies that consist of like 10 or 15% of the S&P 500 going down 4% plus. Let's check the NASDAQ. NASDAQ just dropped by 0.5 percentage point instantly. Oof. 4.4 percentage points on Apple. 5.1% on Amazon. Oh, damn. This is crazy. This is so nutty. They missed by a little bit. I don't know. They're not out yet on the website, but they're probably out yet on CNBC or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow the markets are going to be very negative. Apple is selling off 4.5%. Amazon is selling off 5.2%. 4.6% on Apple right now. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Q4 is not out yet here, but they probably reported on EPS. 4.8% to the downside on Apple. 4.8%. Yeah, Apple is S&P 500 heavyweight. Yeah, it's a heavyweight. No freaking way no way that the market is gonna be green tomorrow. No freaking way. It would blow my mind away if the market is green tomorrow. Think about it. The NASDAQ has gone up almost every single day the past month, and we've gone up 10%. If the market goes up tomorrow again, I do not think we're going to get a pullback the next 2 months, probably. But yeah, Apple and Amazon going down. Amazon down 5.4%. Apple down 5 percentage points. 5.2% to the downside on Apple. And the NASDAQ is still positive. The future market's showing that the NASDAQ is still positive for some reason. Oh boy. Where's the? Why don't they just report it right here? I don't get it. They haven't reported it here yet. Oh, they have. Sorry, they have. Oops. Oops. Apple today announced financial results for its fiscal 2021 fourth quarter. Ended September 25th. The company posted a September quarter revenue record of, so it's a record, we already know they were going to post a record, up 29% year over year. And that's a little bit lower than what we've seen in recent quarters. And quarterly earnings per diluted share of 1.24. Okay, so what was the expected revenue, right? So Apple EPS Q4 estimates. Analyst estimate of EPS of, oh, that's 2020. I want to see 2020. 2021. So the current estimate was 1.24, and they were not able to beat that estimate. They came out with, no, wait. What? So that's the current quarter, current estimate. Am I getting this right? I think the EPS was a little bit higher. Okay, so the estimated EPS for Q4 of 2021 for Apple was 1.91. And they missed by quite a large margin. They missed by a very, very large margin right there. Oh my gosh, that is horrible. That is going to pull back the markets for sure. So far, it's not really having that negative impact. Tomorrow, the market is going to go down and Tesla's going to be up. I wouldn't be surprised. Tesla's been going up every single day. Regardless of anything happening in the markets, Tesla just goes up, right? It just doesn't follow the markets anymore, it seems like. This year, we launched... So I believe that the iPhone 13 was probably not as popular as many had hoped. That's my belief. It's probably biased, but I do have an iPhone myself, and I think it looks a lot like the iPhone 12. I don't think a whole lot had changed. A record September quarter results capped off a remarkable fiscal year. I want to see where the negative comes from. Yeah, this stuff is not that important, right? I'll record it. No negative. No nothing. No update really here from what I'm seeing. So, why did we not beat on EPS? And then they say, this year we launched our most powerful products ever, from M1 powered Macs to an iPhone 13 lineup that is setting a new standard. Their performance and powering, that is not important. We already knew that. We are infusing our values into everything we make. We already knew that. Moving closer to our 2030 goal of being carbon neutral up and down our supply chain and across the life cycles of our products. Already knew this. And ever advancing our mission to build a more equitable future. Already knew that. Our record September quarter results capped off a remarkable fiscal year of strong double-digit growth. Well, during which we set new revenue records in all of our geographic segments and product categories in spite of continued uncertainty in the macro environment, said Luca Maestri, Apple's CFO. The combination of our record sales performance, unmatched customer loyalty, and strength of our ecosystem drove our active installed base of devices to a new all-time high. During the September quarter, we returned over $24 billion to our shareholders as we continue to make progress towards our goal of reaching a net cash neutral position over time. Apple's board of directors has declared a cash dividend of 0.22 per share of the company's common stock. The dividend is payable on November 11th, 2021 to shareholders of record as of the close of business on November 8th. So that's coming up. That's insane. 4.8% to the downside on Apple. 5.2% on Amazon. That's, oh my. Gara, you have confused Q3 for Q4. Have I? I don't know. October 28th, 2021. Um, this is Q4, 1.91 EPS, and they didn't hit that. They hit 1.24 EPS. That's all I need to know, really. That is all I need to know why Apple's going down. They were much lower than what the analysts were expecting. Much, much lower. And they're both still selling off. Let's see. Have they actually released the earnings results? So they had a record quarter, right? They haven't released anything yet from what I'm seeing here. Q4 is not there yet. The press release is there, but the Q4 earnings report is not there. Anyways, I'm going to be calling it a day. Wow. Earnings for Apple and Amazon's been terrible, at least on the bottom line. Amazon is just especially doing bad right now because of the supply chain issues. Same for Apple, probably. They mentioned it a little bit with the press release. I think this is going to continue, and I think that the tapering is going to be much more likely now, as I think the Fed is going to take this into account. Like, hey, companies are literally suffering because of this, right? So they're seeing, hey, we can't. Our profits are going down substantially, and in turn, I think that is. It's a symptom of higher inflation, and I think the markets are they're gonna catch up on this tomorrow and in the coming days and weeks. So I don't know. I've been saying this before. I'm a little cautious in the markets right now. 30% of my positions are in cash, so I've got lots of cash around. I wouldn't be surprised if we just go sideways for a couple months. But that's just my opinion. Who knows? Maybe the markets are gonna skyrocket to like new heights. I have my doubts right now. Markets are very greedy right now. We've checked the sentiment index, super greedy. We had extreme greed like yesterday on the fear and greed index. And then on top of this, we have the taper coming up. Next year, interest rates are going to rise. The economy slowing down a little bit. And the money printing and the purchasing of bonds by the Fed is having a very inflationary effect, which people the Fed did not expect, right? The Fed was like, this is going to be transitory, short term. Did not happen. It's starting to really impact businesses like Amazon and Apple. And I think short term, it's going to get tough. I still believe that these companies are great, so I'll be buying the dip as they go down. But yeah, this is interesting times indeed. It's an interesting time to check out the Patreon as well. The Patreon link is down below in the description. Like I said, 15% discount on an annual basis. You can check it out here. We have all these benefits, Q&A live streams. We've got the stock picks, the buy and sell signals. We've got many more benefits out there. Some of these are listed right here. I'll be posting twice today. Once it's going to be about the stock picks that we have, and another one, it's going to be a little technical analysis update on the markets, probably. But that is it for now. Check out the link for the Patreon. Support me on Patreon. That would be very appreciated. Very much appreciated. I'll be linking you to the Patreon down below real quick. There we go. Check it out. Link is down below in the live chat. I'm going to spam it so everybody checks it out. We have a Patreon Q&A coming up on Sunday. And the buy and sell signals are going to get uploaded tomorrow with an update because the market's just going up and down super fast. It's kind of like a bi-weekly update on the buy and sell signals, which they've been doing pretty good as of late. The stock picks are doing pretty good. And so I'll be posting twice today, and we're going to have a Q&A on Sunday. All right. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. So check out the Patreon. Check out the social medias. We've got an Instagram, the Twitter. We've got the TikTok. We got Discord. All the links are down below. Have an awesome day. And once again, I'm going to warn you, earnings were bad for Apple and Amazon. This could mean tomorrow is going to be negative for the markets. See you tomorrow.